This is one of my favorite examples in lookbook.microsoft.com. You can see examples of out-of-the-box intranets. And this one is a news, kind of a news site. And it's meant to just kind of surface a bunch of news across the organization.
2toLead is a remote-first company based out of Canada.
What makes a world-class Microsoft 365 Intranet and Digital Workplace?
But we have like corporate news, industry news, we have departmental news, we have events, we have health news, we have health and safety type news, we have all these different types of things, and you have to scroll forever to see all the news. That design is not great, right? It's not conducive for most organizations. So what you could do is you could have your own control to display all of these things, events, news, all that stuff in one unified sort of feed. And so if you wanted to control like this, again, something we built for many customers, you could have a feed like this, and you could filter, right? You could filter by following, you could filter by events, you could filter in all the ways, and you could use the out-of-the-box following. You can use some of the other concepts while you still have this kind of embraced experience. But what's really important here isn't this control or how useful it is for that regard. It's that it's configurable by the end user, that the end user has the ability to tweak things like the categories, the filtering, and things like that. So if your audiences are incorrect, they can change those filters, maybe even allow you to save those filters as an example. So let me show you some visual styles of how that could be done. So in this example, we have like groups, organizational groups, and they're filtering their styles, filtering the content that they want to see across many things. This is like a sort of a universal concept. And then you even have concepts where maybe you just personalize controls, like the feed control itself and how that's done. And this idea of like, you can change these ones, but you can't change these ones, right? This idea of what are we controlling and what do you have agency over? So really, making sure that we've thought through that and have the right experience. In this one, we surface everything, every personalization control. In this one, you have to do more of a search because there's just so many types of topics or areas of interest. In the way that Omnia does it, there's more visuals, by the way. I just don't have time to go through them all. Like we talked about interests, you can flag your interests. Here's another way, right, with subscriptions. And so the idea with Omnia is you can use interests, you can use subscription models, you can use other concepts to really help people have agency over their work, over their content and what matters to them. And so again, same idea, we want subscription control, user agency, not just with audiences that we talked about earlier, but really allowing them to manage their experience and describe what's important to them and then filter out the noise. You can also think about things like for personalization, like my links. So I have two examples of custom my links here where you have a header and then you have my links. The reason I wanted two visual styles that were different, this one has a sectional layout. So there's a header and then links underneath of it, and then sort of suggested top links. And so maybe those are two distinct areas. You don't want to take over their space. Whereas other ones, maybe you actually give them default links that they can't unpin, right? They're kind of there, and then you allow them control beyond that. So maybe two links are organizational, or maybe you have things like corporate or other headers, right? Different sort of sectional headers that allow you to kind of dictate some links or help them design their links, and even suggest links within these different headers, depending on how much you want to embrace this concept. App launchers and my links has been a thing for a long time, and intranets is very valuable, highly valued and received. So one of those things to definitely invest in. If you wanted to think about other visual styles of that, I did include a few others just for reference. Like you should be able to easily reorganize them with drag and drop. You should be able to do things like choose if they open in the same window or a new tab. These are hopefully really obvious things, but a lot of people design my links and then they don't do like things that take a few minutes, or not minutes, but like a very limited amount of extra development time, and they make links much more impactful. And there's some great examples too in Omnia. So again, I know I'm talking about Omnia a lot here because it's an Omnia webinar, but there's a lot of controls that they have built in. So they've already thought about my links and how to make it so that my links are always visible, always easy to jump to, how to make it so they're easy to filter through if you have lots of links, how to enable categorization of links, favoriting of links, and so much more. So lots there that you can use as well if you're interested in links. Hey everyone. So as mentioned, there's a dense 50 minutes of content here. I'm always a big fan of giving you guys too much information and insight. So do expect to kind of drink from the fire hose. And with that, let me just quickly describe why I'm here and why I'm talking to you about this particular topic area.